After spending more than 2 decades in mainstream media, Sanket Upadhyay, I think, has changed over 10 jobs in his career and started digital ventures and now started 2 new YouTube channels, Double Check and Awadh Punch, right?
Yes, Awadh Punch.
Awadh Punch. Tell me, this is a interesting journey. What led you to start Double Check, Awadh Punch? What was the thought behind it?
Thank you so much, Ruhail, for inviting me to this interview. What led to starting Double Check and Awadh Punch is the very basic question that all journalists must ask of themselves. What is the purpose of their journalism? So for me, the basis almost always was be factual and not first. I understand in 24/7 journalism, it is very important, Ruhail, for keeping track of time. Having worked in television for 2 decades, I understand the value of time also. So it's important to have the news disseminated and delivered as quickly as possible. But facts cannot be optional, right? To prioritize speed, the facts of the story cannot be optional. You cannot go soft on the facts just because you want to be first. And that had started happening a lot, right? Which is why there was this need felt that let's stop, pause for a bit, double check the facts. And this is a word which came from our newsrooms only. In my last organization, previous organization, there was this concept of source-based stories being double checked. So if you've got this from one source, have you got a confirmation from a second source? These are journalism 101. This is no out of the ordinary solution that I'm providing, right? This is basic stuff which we were taught by people who were institutions in this profession. This is my little small effort to perhaps take us back to that learning that I had experienced of double checking, prioritizing facts before speed, which is why the mantra for double check is not first but factual. Having said that, a lot of journalists also tend to get a little lazy in the name of being factual and accurate. You see an information which is not being delivered at all because you are overtly cautious. Maybe cautious optimism in your mind, but eventually it is not connecting with the people. So you have to be right. At least there has to be a conscious effort to be right. But being right, you cannot become cynical.
Right.
That was the idea behind Double Check, that I need to provide the information. There will be no claim to be first. But I personally take this guarantee of being accurate and being factual, which is why I'm going to double check everything that I say. And if I cannot double check, I won't do the program, even if that means I don't get the traction on that story.
So is it really difficult to do serious journalism in India today? What is your view on that?
Serious journalism is a very difficult thing to do anywhere, not just in India. Anywhere. You see, it is very easy to ride high on emotions, say things that titillate, that are emotive. It's very easy to do that. Which is why we saw a lot of journalists and journalistic organizations starting to take shortcuts. I very famously remember in the year 2016 where an editor walked up to me and said, you shed this caution. We are late. Look at their ticker is already breaking. Shed this caution. Itna check vek nahi karna hai. Just put it out. They were prioritizing speed. Speed meant business, meant viewership. So the whole model is popularity driven, not anti-popularity. Otherwise, Ruhail and I can read the news in front of a mirror. No, we don't need an audience. So I do need an audience. But I will ensure that whatever I seek in terms of audience respect and audience response is factual in nature, is double checked, as the name suggests, and is credible, is right. If my pursuit is only and only popularity, then there is a problem, because then I'm going to compromise facts. The problem that television started facing, Ruhail, is that the opinion became absolute, and then it was like reversing the cycle. You have already decided that this is my opinion, and then you are then finding facts to support your opinion. This is something which irritates me, because life does not work like this. You cannot have a situation where your opinion becomes absolute.
Right.
The reason why people do this is because it's easy to do it. You will have a catchment area, you will have a certain type of constituency, a certain type of audience. They will have their confirmation bias. So in order to cater to that confirmation bias and continue on the popularity matrix, you have prioritized opinion over facts. And that is what I plan to reverse. It's not an easy journey, I'm aware. But I don't know anything else. So this is what I will do. Right. It's very difficult. As you rightly asked, it's not an easy path to go down. Otherwise, everyone would have.
I think in one of our previous conversations, you said that serious journalism does not need, big journalism doesn't need big monies.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah. So the thing is, I'll answer this question in continuation of my previous answer. You see, I'm not saying that you don't appeal to your viewers. It's important to appeal to the viewers, as I said, otherwise you and I can speak in front of the mirror also. So I have to appeal to the viewer. So I will look for factual information and then give my opinion also. Strong opinion, which will connect with the viewer, but based on solid research and facts. Correct? When you do this, there will be some occasions where you may appear to be pro-opposition. 2 other occasions where you may appear to be pro-government. 2 other occasions where you will please neither. But because the pursuit is opinion driven by facts, you will never go wrong. You will have a unique situation where every ecosystem will say, yesterday he was with us, today he's talking something else.
Right.
It's a nice place to be. Let everyone like you, let everyone hate you. Right? So if pure pursuit of popularity is I feel the biggest trouble in this profession. Now to your question, which was Big Bang. Yes. The biggest problem that journalists started facing in big newsrooms is that even if they wanted to, Ruhail, it was becoming difficult for them to follow this pure pursuit of journalism, because there would be a person at the top who would want the bulletin to go a certain way, who would want something to be said in a particular way, who would want a line to be taken. So for an evening show, this is going to be our line. The point that I was making. So the opinion has become absolute, and then you have to, you have to toe that line. You have to hunt for fact. The whole cycle is reversed. So even if somebody wanted to do this, they could not. And what were they held back by? Their organization, the big money, the big bang bucks, the studio, the lights, the audience. All thanks to digital medium, Ruhail, a big news organization story and your story in your own digital platform is just one hyperlink for your viewer. So the big bang bucks are also going to come in your WhatsApp or in your social media feed as a hyperlink, and your little humble exercise will also come as a hyperlink for your viewers. Which is why I said big bang journalism does not need the big bang bucks of big bang legacy organizations. And legacy organizations have started realizing that they are facing a huge credibility crisis, They are facing a huge existential crisis, which is why many of these legacy organizations have made a hard pivot, Ruhail, towards inviting creators. Suddenly there is this love for creators. The creators must come.
Right.
We will provide them with sales, marketing. We will let you fulfill your dreams. Arey Baba, they don't want your dreams. The point is, you want to pillion ride on their success. You are not popular anymore. You are becoming obsolete. So you want to pillion ride on their success and then try to justify your top line and bottom line. They don't want your sales and marketing teams. They don't want it. You think it is very difficult for a content creator or a YouTuber to get ad revenue. If you do well, people reach out to you directly in your direct message and inbox where they say that we would like to collaborate on this project. We would like to do this, do that. And people can talk directly.
Right.
So big bang bucks are not required anymore.
As a former TV journalist and anchor, well-known one, do you watch TV news still? And what do you make out of that?
Why do you want me to criticize my own? These are my
Fair
former
question.
colleagues, and as I said to your colleague as well, I'm not here to pass value judgment on journalists. You see, everyone has to justify what they are doing to themselves, to their audience, to their organization, to their family. And if they think what they're doing is right, that is their right. I don't think what was happening in television was right. So instead of blaming television, I quit television. I ended that journey before it got extremely ugly for me. And I sought my next thrill in life. I think most of the journalists who are now independent journalists on digital medium are responding this way. They're seeking their own thrill. They're saying what they feel is right. There is no foundation of a big organization over their head. They're taking their own calls. Of course, there will be fresh complications in their life, but they will deal with them. So, to answer your question, what I think of television, first of all, do I watch television? I don't have DTH cable. I mean, till such time that my mom was alive, we did have a DTH box because she found it convenient. She remembered the numbers of the channels. After that, we have packed up that DTH box. Now, all television screens are made of web streaming platforms. My news consumption is now on the mobile or on the internet.
Right.
It's not on television. So whatever television I do watch is the videos that come on the social feeds. Yeah,
right.
There's very little to watch also. Yeah. You tell me, I mean, the typical debates. I mean, this very recent debate of a DMK spokesperson laughing like a clown.
Right.
And then that becoming a meme. News has become meme-worthy. You see, the problem that has happened is that a lot of these television channels have started treating conventional journalism as content. You have to understand that content creation and journalism are two very different things. You can't blur the lines. They get even more blurred in digital media. But you can't blur the lines. If you're calling yourself a journalist, you can't follow blindly the rules of content creation. In the content creation world, everyone can seek virality as a legitimate tool of popularity. That ये वाली reel popular हो जाएगी. This is a viral reel. This will give me virality. Right? As a journalist, your pursuit cannot be only virality. I'm not saying don't become popular. Journalists ought to be seen, heard. They ought to say things that will connect with the masses. After all, it's mass media. But that cannot be your only pursuit. Unfortunately, in television, that line got blurred. That line is blurred even more in digital.
Right. Tell me, you have dabbled with earlier digital platforms earlier as well. How can you make independent journalism sustainable?
It's a very difficult question. I mean, big corporate digital organizations like YouTube, like many other platforms, and their monetization policies, their partnership policies, can definitely fund a lot of these journalists. Plus, I feel that the conventional marketing and distribution channels which big networks had, that was their big pull, no? That they had dedicated teams to market their product, advertisers would come in, there will be a conventional ad break. Digital media has made it very easy for you to appeal your viewer directly, and in some cases notoriously appease those viewers also. But if you do that, a lot of the advertisers on their own will look at your modern media matrix and offer advertisement directly. Plus, there are options of subscription which are available to journalists. You can at a particular price point offer membership, offer exclusive videos and exclusive content for your members only. You can offer members only chats and platforms. These can be like in-camera proceedings or closed door, as they say, Chatham House rules.
Right.
So you can do that. So there are many opportunities now. And actually, you should not throw the baby out with the bathwater. If many of these legacy media organizations want these journalists and creators to come back on board, maybe they should try. They should see what these big organizations have to offer. So if they can offer a parallel revenue stream for you to sustain your independent journalism, as long as it does not compromise your independent journalism. If the intent is to co-opt and then somehow surrender your journalism, then it is defeating the purpose. If the intention is for you to open up a parallel revenue stream, then be my guest. So a lot of these journalists, a lot of us actually are dependent on social media revenue, monetization, and direct advertisement, which happens a lot.
Right.
But like in my case, as I told you, none of this can be a byproduct of me compromising on saying what is right. My matrix cannot be popularity alone. And I only speak of myself. I don't want to comment about others and what their experiment is.
Right.
This is what my expectation of myself.
Right. We have seen how AI is being used across the mainstream newsrooms. For independent journalists and new platforms, how has AI been an empowering, metric?
Oh, it's really empowering.
Can you give us some examples? How has it empowered independent journalism?
I'll talk about myself because I know of what it has done for other journalists, but that is for them to answer. I will tell you how I benefited from AI tools. You see, AI and its misuse is a lot like good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, right? So AI is good, but its misuse is bad. But you cannot say AI is bad. And I'm only talking about its implementation in journalism. Many of these AI softwares can reduce your dependence on editors as in video editors. They can reduce your dependence on voiceover artists. They can reduce your dependence dramatically on researchers, on script writers, content structuring, you name it, and these AI softwares will do it. The problem is when you blindly start trusting these AI software, at the end of the day, it's a language learning module. So if you blindly trust what this AI software is providing, then there is a problem. It is my responsibility as the Lord and Master of all these tools to double check. So if my job, even now, Ruhail, I'm sure you must be having a team. So whatever the team does, ultimately it is your neck on the line. Your boss is going to ask you, why is this wrong? You cannot tell him that my team member did this mistake. You will have to take accountability. So it has to pass whatever work that your juniors are doing, they have to pass through your experience, your set of eyes before you give your stamp of approval and make it available to the world as your work. Ruhail approved. This is what I've done. It's the same thing with AI. So AI will make mistakes just like employees make mistakes. It is my responsibility as a journalist, as a senior, as whatever, to ensure that I have seen what AI has provided and then I fix it. There are many softwares like Google Gemini. They alert. You have a caption right there which says Google can make mistakes. Please double check.
That's right.
Yeah, which is my name. So I feel AI is a very, very empowering tool. There are so many AI softwares. There are so many AI workshops. I personally have attended many actually. Many of these AI workshops on the internet. And some of the softwares that are available are simply fascinating. AI can do the job of your executive assistant. It can do the job of your researcher, editor, voiceover artist. Basically, reduce your staff strength down to. So if earlier you needed 10-15 people, now you need 1 or 2. It's creating another problem that it is killing employment. So that is a totally different
but
problem.
Journalism is still safer.
It is as safe. See, artificial intelligence cannot take over human intelligence. I'm only talking about journalism. As journalists, as long as I am sitting on top and monitoring what AI is giving me, if I am in control of that human intelligence, then I know how to tame and use artificial intelligence. I play around with AI a lot. In fact, it's great. It's great fun.
Right. There's with the coming of these tools and social platforms, there's a low threshold for who can report. And sometimes people who are really lesser known, I mean, they get more views than some established journalists. How do you see that? I mean, how do you come to terms with those
I think it will fizzle out on its own. As is the case with all forms of classical pursuits, classical music, classical dance, classical journalism, it never goes out of fashion.
You have to train to
You have to train to be where you are. A classical journalist will know what needs to be said and where you need to be quiet.
I like this word.
What?
Classical journalist.
I'm still getting there.
Wonderful.
It's another way of saying that you're a fossil, but I don't think you will ever go out of fashion. Just like classical music is never out of fashion. It is not very popular also, but it will never go out of fashion. It will always be an inspiration for people to build on. You have to make it appealing. The problem with many of these YouTubers, these new journalists, because the threshold is so low, is that since they're not trained in, and they don't have the patience also to train themselves in classical forms of journalism, many of them are actually do it out of ignorance, Ruhail. Not everyone is, I would say, morally corrupt, where they're not trained by professionals. It becomes all the more important for trained professional classic journalists to handhold many of these people. Maybe there should be institutes that would provide this upskilling at really affordable rates for many of these journalists. They're fascinating and fantastic human beings. They just don't know. They don't have the facility of understanding the power of restraint, of controlling. Not everything needs to be said.
Right.
The power of silence is bigger than the power of words. Speech is silver, silence is golden. Why silence? Because you're waiting to double check. You cannot say whatever comes to your mind. You have to weigh your words in gold.
Right.
And just like gold is becoming expensive, truth is also an expensive pursuit.
Well said. My final two questions. How has the response been so far to your new channels, Double Check and Awadh Punch?
So again, if you look at the sheer popularity matrix of the number of subscribers and the number of viewers, I think the word is still spreading. People are still getting to know that this is a new enterprise, this is something new which has come up. As I was telling your colleague also, Ruhail, I had given it all up. There was, as you're aware, there was a tragedy in the family. My mom passed away in October 2025. And I thought that I want to give everything up. I don't want to do journalism anymore. Not because I don't like journalism, I just thought that my priorities have changed. I need to first get a grip over my emotions. I need to support my family. And a lot of my friends think that this is professional harakiri, but I was very clear in my mind what I want to do. And then came along some people, as I said, they criticized and they said that this is harakiri, but then there were others, Ruhail, who understood what I was doing. And they said that if this is the reason, if this is your dilemma, then how about, my dad is also a journalist, and journalist since the year 1975.
Right.
So they said that, why don't you bring your love for the family and the passion for the profession together? I'll name them. I don't know whether they like it or not, but my former colleague, the Foreign Affairs editor of the Red Mike, Saurabh Kumar Shahi, my very old friend and former colleague, Ajay Singh from Varanasi, my cousin Rahul Mishra, who's presently in London, all of them, and many others also, they just said that, why don't you try this? Just try this. My dad is extremely passionate about promoting my culture and my language, Awadhi. Right? We come from Ayodhya, that is our hometown. The language we speak there is Awadhi. Awadhi, there are 7 crore native Awadhi speakers. Awadhi is an official language in Nepal. Do you know this? There are textbooks, school textbooks in Awadhi in Nepal. But in India, we have downgraded it as a dialect. So he feels very passionately about it. And we just put out an Instagram video of him speaking in Awadhi. We were shocked and surprised that we instantly got 7 lakh views on that video. And that moment, this realization dawned that perhaps Mr. Shahi was right. Perhaps Ajay Singh was right. Perhaps Rahul was right. Many others who were suggesting this were right. Let's give it a shot. I also feel that in digital media, initially it started with dissemination in English. Then it became vernacular, where a lot of YouTube channels and digital channels were really popular, that were broadcasting in Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu. These channels started doing well. I feel now is the time to go sub-regional. Awadhi, Braj, Bundeli, Maithili.
The next layer.
Yes. If I were to speak to you in your mother tongue, I will definitely catch your attention. I will. And to say that people in Awadh will not respond to their Awadhi, I think it's and you know where we got this idea from? On Instagram, a lot of these Awadhi stars, Instagram stars have come up. Of course, they do Awadhi comedy, where they speak in their local village language, create these little situations, and they get millions of views. So if there is space for Awadhi entertainment, I feel there is space for Awadhi infotainment, information, and even... So right now, Awadh Punch is not a news channel. Awadh Punch is for people of the Awadh region to understand the culture, the history of Awadh, and the importance of Awadhi language. Who killed Awadhi? How was Awadhi downgraded from a language to a dialect? What led to the downfall
of an awareness kind of, right?
It's an awareness campaign. Right? It's a passion project. And I'm very happy to report that in our own little way, we are making some heads turn.
Of course, 7 crore is a huge number.
It's a huge number.
Absolutely.
I'm saying even if a little people or a small amount of people were to find this interesting, my job is done, sir. And my father, Mr. Sanket Upadhyay, very passionately feels about it. He has been speaking in Awadhi. I have been here, born and fed and fattened in Delhi, but I don't sound like a Delhi wala at all, because even in Delhi, my mom and dad used to speak in Awadhi. Do you know they wrote a book together, a dictionary of Awadhi words in Ramcharitmanas, because we all read the Ramcharitmanas, which by the way is in Awadhi, right? a lot of people read Ramcharitmanas, but they understand the story of Ramayana, but they don't understand the words of Awadhi. This was the last project of Mom and Dad together, where they decoded those Awadhi words and gave their true meaning. So there is a series that runs on Awadh Punch to explain those very difficult to understand Awadhi words of Ramcharitmanas, which every one of us reads. All Hindus read it. So the Ramcharitmanas Awadhi words translated for the audience to understand in Hindi, for them to understand what each word means.
Right.
So this is one of the stuff it does. Plus it also talks about history, culture, the different aspects of Ayodhya. He'll also be traveling all over Awadh to give you a slice of life from those regions. So it is the traction is modest, and we are very, very happy. As far as Double Check is concerned, I am very pleased to report that a lot of people who personally wanted me to come back to the screen are delighted and elated that they see me back on the screen. I don't let this impact my journalism a lot, because you see, if you get too much involved with the feelings of your viewers, you then cannot take a dispassionate and detached view. My purpose is journalism. I can't forget that purpose. So I'm very happy to report that both the channels are doing well and breathing fine.
Yeah, that's wonderful. My final question, we see a lot of serious independent journalism happening today as well. And even I watch some shows, but is it creating impact? That's my question.
Is the journalism on digital media?
Yes, creating impact that is needed. Is it really putting that pressure?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The latest example is the gig workers strike. There was an entire ecosystem which went personal, which went against all those people who were speaking for the gig workers on removing this 10-minute delivery of quick commerce. We raised that issue on social media. I was not even, Double Check had not launched till then. And I'm happy to report that the government gave in to this pressure. 10-minute delivery is gone. So people do respond. Governments respond. Governments are smart, Ruhail. They understand. They understand the power of this medium. Conventional television, for whatever joy, maybe advertisement pressure, this, that, they were not speaking about this. It was chatter on social media. The government gave in. I mean, I respect what the government did. And that is why to say that journalism on digital is not relevant, wrong. Here is one such example where simple tweets, simple comments, simple commentary, short commentary can also create change. It has. I have proof in front of me.
Wonderful. That's really great news, and all the best with your 2 new channels.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and we keep on chatting, of course, very often. But thanks for your time.
Thank you, Ruhail. Thank you.